Hi. You know, um, I used to have, I think, six, seven, 800 followers on on my other channel. I don't know. Now I think I have three or something. So maybe two people are familiar with my health issues, and other people are tuning in and they're confused and stuff. But I'll have to do an introduction video explaining my story because people who are tuning in, you know, they're misunderstanding what's going on here. Pardon me. Um, so I had life-threatening sleep issues that has been going on for decades. That's been misdiagnosed, and it's been one hell of a ride. It's been a decades fighting to survive and fighting to be heard and being told it was anxiety or PTSD or depression or and just being driven into the ground as I was, continually long term collectively misdiagnosed and complex sleep issues. And I mean, it's been 40 years of let's see, 15, 25, 35, 45 years trying to figure this all out. And I think I have finally figured out the last piece of the puzzle. And this device I made, I have to come up with $2,600 for a professional oral device to move my jaw forward. But I made this. How long have I been sleeping with this? A week and a half? I can unequivocally say today that this has stopped the terror. This has, and it's not made right, and half of it broke off, and it's, my mouth unlatches because it's broken. I need a professional device. A professional one is $2,600. I can say with certainty that this has taken away the terror of falling asleep, and it's taken away my throat closing awake, and this is enabling me to fall asleep, which CPAP was never able to do that. So I would lay awake with CPAP and my throat would be closing awake, preventing sleep from happening, like literal torture. This has taken away that fear of falling asleep. This has taken away the terror that I have been in. I would say it escalated to the point of terror 15 years ago. Terror, telling doctors, I am terrified to go to bed. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. And there were all sorts of things wrong. I think like 6 sleep disorders I have. 6 serious sleep issues. And this has been the last one that I have solved. And I think this is the deal. And once I get a professional device, and if I still can't sleep through the night, if sleep just eventually, I slept 4 hours straight in a row last night, and which is great for the mind to have 4 hours in a row, but it's not enough, right? And I'm exhausted, and I've got all sorts of symptoms and tinnitus, and my ears are ringing, and I'm exhausted, and I'm in pain, and I'm discombobulated, right? But this has taken away the terror. This allows me to fall asleep because it moves my jaw slightly forward and my throat isn't closing. Like, this is just incredible. And I think in time, okay, so in time, I think if I get a proper device, my healing is gonna my healing is gonna happen. My sleep is gonna heal, and I think eventually I'll be able to sleep more once that fear and trauma starts to lift. And then if it doesn't, if I just can't, you know, ever sleep like a normal person, then I think it would be the KRE malformation doing that. Like, this is going to be life-saving if I can get a proper device. I've solved, I think I've solved everything. So time will tell. I'm really excited. I'm terrified because my life basically has been destroyed here. My life has been just obliterated. And the trauma, and I've lost everybody. It's amazing I'm still sane. It's amazing I haven't gotten bat shit crazy. And financially, my life is destroyed. Continually chronic long-term misdiagnosis. And I think my mind will begin to heal as well, Like, I've been wearing this and it's been one hell of a struggle, and it has been so painful. And last night, I'd say the pain of having this in my mouth, it has maybe reduced to, it just blew my mind. Maybe the pain is 50% less than it was when I started this a week ago or a week and a half ago. The pain I was in for a week and a half, just excruciating. And, even yesterday, I woke up out of bed thinking, I can't live like this. The pain that this is doing to me, to my jaw, and the pain goes up into the skull. I thought, this is insanity, and I can't continue. I can't stay alive like this. And then I went to bed last night after a week and a half. The pain is like 50% less. And it's like, wow, this is freaking amazing. So this might be the ticket. This might be the end piece of the puzzle. I've figured out half a dozen reasons why I was brought right to the brink of death, not sleeping. Like life-threatening insomnia, life-threatening apnea. And yeah, I'm in a state of shock. I'm in a state of trauma. But I think that, I think, everything is going to change, and everything's going to heal. And if this continues, and if I can sleep more, you're going to see, changes in how I present myself. And because, as this journey has gone on, there's no way for me to describe to you how normal I'm not right now, and how there's no way I can describe to you how what you're seeing and hearing, I feel like I'm in a fishbowl and I'm yelling out, and I feel like it's almost impossible for me to connect with you or with other people. And also being just chronically, like, I went 4.5 years sleeping only 1 or 2 hours a night. And I was making videos throughout that time. Like, I was like, mostly, I was more than half out of my mind. And not from mental illness, but from sleep deprivation and from trauma. And people don't understand that there's all sorts of working parts of your brain that do not work. Even when you're sleep, I had 4 hours of sleep last night, 4 hours of really good quality sleep. Even with that, there's parts of my brain that aren't working, parts of the mind that aren't working normal. And one part that really is disturbing to me, and I have to rise above that and keep plodding forward, hoping that will change, is the fact that I really feel like I can't connect with anyone when I'm just chronically, severely sleep deprived. I feel like I can't emotionally connect with people, and I feel so isolated, and it's like someone's trying to connect with you. This is what it's like. You're in a burning building and the house is on fire, and I'm standing here looking out the window, and I'm waving for help, and I'm in a burning building, and I'm in crisis, and it's imminent that I'm going to die. This is what it's like sleeping 1 or 2 hours a night, being in physical and psychological crisis, and you're in nonstop fight or flight. You're in an emergency situation when you're only sleeping 1 or 2 hours a night, and you're highly suicidal. So it's equivalent to standing in a burning building, and you need help, and you're waving for help, and someone texts you or sends you a message in Messenger and just wants to chat about something, or they want to chat with you, because they broke their toe and they want to talk about that for 45 minutes, and you're so disconnected. It's like, you just can't relate on any level. And it's not that you don't have empathy or understanding. You're in a burning building. You're in a burning building. And that's the state that you're actually in. You're in a state of crisis. And let's say someone broke their foot, and they've got a cast, and they're in pain, and they want to talk about it, but you're in a burning building. And that's what it's been like. And it's been hard not to respond the way I want to respond, or it's been hard not to be able to connect the way I want to connect. But it's also hard for people to not understand you're in a burning building. You're losing your mind and screaming for help and waving your arms. That whole aspect of not being able to connect on a level that you're used to is really hard, and the isolation is just bizarre. But you have to hang in there and hope that, things are going to change, and that one day you'll be able to connect with people again. And I think that's coming if I start to sleep. If I start sleeping. I'm very hopeful. I think this is the last piece of the puzzle. I feel like this is gonna be life-changing for me. Moving my jaw forward so I can fall asleep at night and actually have real sleep, hopefully.